Hey you everybody, how are you all doing today, and welcome back to part number 4 of the SSX 2012 Let's Play. Now, last time we wrapped up Patagonia after quite some rocky wingsuiting, no pun intended. And in today's episode, the world is truly our oyster because 3 new mountain ranges opened up last time. So the choice between Alaska, Himalayas, and Antarctica. Now, while going down south sounds quite intriguing, I do remember the Himalayas probably being my favorite section when I used to play, so I'm going to go to the Himalayas. I remember especially the ride from the top of the first mountain there. I used to do that all the time. I think a lot of people did, but it was a lot of fun. Alright, Himalayas it is.
Welcome to the Himalayas team, home to the hottest mountains in the world and one of the most spectacular places on Earth. It's a place of peace and beauty, where history seeps from every crack and crevasse. The lower altitude areas are a dream to ride. There are loads of possibilities in the Great Wall to pull out some insane tricks and really get our fans pumped. But hidden among the clouds, high above the cherry blossoms and all your happy thoughts, this region holds a dark secret. Mount Everest, our target descent. Up here, it's total death zone riding. Oxygen levels are 1/3 that of sea level. Nothing can survive up here. Naturally, we're gonna send in the happiest person we know to cheer things up. Kaori, this region's yours, darling, and you are gonna have a blast down there. You've been outfitted with the best supplemental O2 gear we could get our hands on, so just remember to keep one eye on your line and the other on your levels. And by the time you acclimate, this deadly descent will be in the bag.
Alright, Kaori, gotta train your lungs for this one. So we're starting off at Makalu, that's the one I was talking about earlier. So fast forward. Haven't tricked against Kaori in years, really looking forward to this. Alright, Zoe, let's get on it. See if there's anything. Ooh. People did say in the comments I should stock by money, so while... Oh, actually, this one's super tempting. Epic Tricks board. Yeah, you know what? Actually, no. I'm actually going to, unless I have to, I'm actually going to play through the entire game with the main board equipped. I was thinking about that stuff a little bit because, you know, I wasn't having the easiest of times last session, that's for sure. I did fail quite a few things. I will 100% admit that, as he almost rewinds on accident. But I still kind of want the game to be a little bit of a challenge, so I'm going to... You know, if I'm losing some here and there, that's fine. There's no real issue with that, in my opinion. That's okay. I can handle it. That's fine. We'll do that and have some fun. See if I can kind of make the game a little more challenging than at the base level. Whoa. That was a pretty bad lag spike there. Hopefully we won't have any more of that. That one I'm sure would come across to the video as well. Anyway, I think, besides the fact that I don't know what button it's going to be mapped to, I think this Steadily Descent is probably going to be a lot easier than the last two. So I had a hard time getting used to the wingsuit, and the ice, I just always took a bad path, pretty much. That was my own bad planning to blame, but I think this one, as long as I keep an eye on everything that's going on, I think we'll be alright. There's a geotag up here. Might as well, right? Well, I lost sight of it, so never mind. Guess we might not as well. There's another one right here, but this one's going to be tough to get from that position. So yeah, we're just going to have to deal with not getting that one, I suppose. Great run, Kaori. Nice to see your skills are still as sharp as ever. Dragonfly has picked up some chatter over the pilot radio channels that Griff is having trouble with Everest. Seems he's been forced to sit and wait for better gear from his sponsors. I think we've got a great window of opportunity to train up quick and attack Everest before Griff can make another attempt. Alright, Kaori, a new adventure begins. Now she said places you wouldn't believe. What, like the top of the podium for world records in SSX 3? So I am learning. As we found out last time, apparently it turns out that in classic controls when you hit Y, it throws you off a rail. So I'll want to steer clear of Y. I also definitely want to keep steering clear of circle rewind as a trick button, but that's going to happen every now and again. So far though, about 1/3 deep, my overarching sentiment with this game is that it's very enjoyable for sure, but the entire game seems to be built from the ground up for speed. And when I say that, I mean it's meant to basically just provide you an endless supply of dopamine. I see that in many different aspects of the game. You can have a look at, for instance, the general fast pace of the game, but then you also have all the achievements you always get, and you also have the fact that anyone of any skill level pretty much can do something pretty crazy. See, think about this game compared to the other SSX games. The tricks are undeniably even a little crazier. But, I mean, SSX has never been a super skillful game, for sure. But I think this is the game where skill has been the least amount of factor to your success, if you know what I mean. You know, to just beat the game anyways. At the top level, I'm sure there's still a ton of skill at play, but there are no flares back here. That's keeping me quite slow. I'm not a big fan of that. So apparently, when you're holding jump and pre-winding, there's not that much you can do, apparently. It won't allow you to move much. I was trying that out just now, seeing if it will let you move. We need to get like tricky or super tricky back. Thank you. Get on this rail. I think we'll have a hard time winning this one, but that's okay. Again, the thing is, since you end up darting around so much in this game from location to location, right? It's kind of, I don't know the tracks, and it's hard to know the tracks and learn them. Other SSX games, there was a big emphasis on learning the tracks, learning the shortcuts, but not so much in this one. Nice work. I just read a post on Griff's blog that he's gotten wind that we're here, and that he's coming for Team SSX. Seems he's getting a little squirrely, waiting for his gear to arrive. Just remember to stay frosty down there, and focus on why you're here. Your shot at Everest is only 2 drops away. That's what's important. Don't let this little annoyance trip you up and get inside your head. What, the second place? Yeah, sure. I won't do that. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, this run. Alright, I'm gonna try to come back to that line of thought. Give me a second. Crap, I've completely and utterly forgot what I was actually talking about, because I was interrupted by actually finishing the race. So, guess we're gonna have to just forget about that. Anyway, playing as Kaori, who's got pretty good trick stats. I'm sure you can see that by how fast these spins are compared to normal. How these spins and flips are. I am learning a lot of stuff about this game. For instance, even though the combo takes long to tick out, it seems like it kind of is a little variable in that respect, which is quite strange, but it makes sense. But I do think I do think the game is kind of built from the ground up to feel speedy, which is quite interesting, because it's kind of. Oh, I finally remember what I was saying. Since you play in so many different areas all the time and you jump from place to place constantly, there's always something new to do, and you never get the chance to learn where you're at right now, and what sort of secrets that place is hiding. So it's a bit of a shame, if I'm being completely honest, but I still do get it. It was a design choice. Anyway, like I was saying, this track, Oh boy, I love this track so much. Serenity! Serenity now! Love it even more with a tricky character like this. This is sweet. This was my idea of a good time back when I used to play. I'd go on this track, or a similarly trick-centric track, and I'd just go to town for 5 to 7 minutes. It was pretty awesome. I remember I liked this one, I liked Morning Tiger, I liked Last to Hit, and a few other ones that I likely don't remember anymore. So, also I cashed the combo in. I wasn't trying for that, but that's fine. Oh god. Will say, I'm really glad they went away from their original idea for this game, which was to basically make it super gritty. I don't mind the fact that there are survival event, or survive it events. It's kind of... I just don't know how I feel about the whole... how gimmicky it all feels. I don't know. I'm not sure. I like it. I do too. It's pretty good. And now where have I gone? This track is a perfect example of one thing I said either in part 2 or the last part. I don't remember because it's been 3 days since I recorded my first set of videos. But this is a very good example of when you get big air, the track kind of just, you know, you push the track up, you make new ramps, you make new paths and everything. It's pretty sweet. Alright. So, in the comments, a lot of people have been saying that money is apparently quite tight in this game, and when you become a certain level, I think most people say it's around 7, apparently you kind of have to partake in global events to afford anything. That's another reason why I think I'm probably just going to stick to the base board and base gear, unless I have to eventually get new stuff. If I don't have to get new stuff, I don't really see the need to. You kind of get 2 birds with 1 stone that way, because you keep the game challenging, and won't have to do global events. But I do intend to... So this kind of depends on how the game is laid out. If you're meant to kind of have to go do some global events in the middle of your playthrough, then I will do that. But what's most likely going to happen is we're going to do the main story mode, then since that'll be a fairly short series, it should be no more than 9, 11 parts. That'd be like 5 to 7 hours basically, is what I'm expecting. Like, if that ends up being the case, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some global events and some explore stuff kind of as after game content, essentially. I think that sounds like a good idea. Alright, there you go. We're getting more and more money for these. Thank you for doing that. This was just the hit Griff's ego needed. Let's keep the momentum going. I've got higher altitude drops. Oh, I've got a higher altitude drop all mapped out to get you prepped for the deadly descent. Yeah, Griff got destroyed on that one. That was not close. Needs to pick up his game. I remember I badmouthed him in Siberia as well, but he's just not that good, really. Okay. Alright, oxygen tanks. So how do I use this thing? Let's find out. The tooltip said right bumper, but as we know, that's not true. I think it's... Ah, thank you. Why couldn't the wingsuit have been like this? Alright, thank you. So I have to hold R3 to use it. Yes, that's fine. Alright, coolio. Let's go then. So I'll have to keep an eye on it. Try to be fast. This is an extra incentive to be fast. I will say, I would have much rather have had it on L3 than R3, but hey, that's fine. I wonder just how badly you can black out before you actually die and fail. Another thing I'm very much noticing in this game is that I appear to be significantly better at holding my own in freestyle runs than I am in race runs. You guys think that's a fair assessment? I think that's fair so far. taking a slow path here. Whoa, maybe I haven't. Shortcut. I think I found a shortcut. Hey. Okay, this is a perfect time to catch up on some oxygen. A little bit more lag, but it's running fine for the most part, so that's fine. One's super tricky. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay, at least I get my oxygen back when I rewind, so that's nice. I'm gonna lose now because I had to rewind once. Another thing I'm learning is that I always knew the flares were really good, but I never knew just how good. If you're low on boost, they're crucial, those things are. Alright, well I lost, but hey. Great job, Kiori. Let's strike while the iron's hot. Griff is snarled in customs red tape over his gear shipment and can't make another attempt on Everest yet. So I need you to take a deep breath for what's next. Dragonfly has refueled her chopper and mapped out a flight path up to Everest. It's time to notch another deadly descent in the name of Team SSX. So, okay. So here's a genuine question. Shouldn't oxygen be a problem on all of these? Because I know Makalu is an 8,000er. Oh wow, are we already there? How long have I been recording? Kind of been more than like 15 minutes. This is going to be a short episode. Well, I'm assuming if I don't fail this ad infinitum. Alright, let's get to work. I like how the little tooltip says, if you do start to black out. As if it's possible to do one of these runs without starting to black out. I don't think it is. Alright, Kiori. You might not look much like your past self, but you've got to harness some of the riding skill from past games to get this done. Get on it. Alright. Hello, Everest. You ready for this? The summit of the world! Oh wow, this is a short one. Alright, cool. So this one is essentially just a glorified race than I'd imagine, with a little bit of multitasking spread in there. Okay, good, that's... Probably want to stay low, right? Actually, there's a lot of, like, bumping going on there, so it might not be smart after all. One thing, given how the rest of this game actually plays, I'm surprised they didn't keep for this game, is speed boosts and trick boosts. I'm surprised they didn't keep super arcadey elements like that from past SSX games. Yuck. Being able to actually use my right thumb to hit R3 is good, but I would rather have it on the left stick. Because there's nothing stopping me from, you know, turning and going at the same time. Okay, this is extremely slow right now. We're down to the last bird of oxygen. Yeah. Can this get me tricky, please? That'd be sweet. Thank you. Okay. I think that's what I needed to basically make it down to the end on what we've got right now. I think we're fine. It is interesting, the element of how, you know, as oxygen levels deplete, you also see less. So it also tests your ability to kind of work under a pressurized situation as well. Yeah, this is fine. Right, just don't wipe out there and you're good. Alright, well, this is going to be a short episode. But that was a fun deadly descent, though. That we have. That was incredible. With all the problems Griff is having right now, you've just edged Team SSX one step closer to the lead. We're building up a great head of steam, and I don't want to lose this momentum. Let's move on to a new region and get ourselves another deadly descent. Yep, I'll say. Well, this is sure as shit gonna be a short episode. I'm honestly considering kind of putting another one in this, but since I think that might make the episode like in excess of 40 minutes long if the next region doesn't go our way, I will wrap it up here. But I'm going to get right on recording number 2, because this took way shorter than I was expecting, so I have plenty of time. But that will do it for today. So hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been really fun to record this one. I really like the Himalayas. It might be one of my favorite regions. Anyway, thank you also very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again next time. So, talk to you all later. Have an absolutely bang up rest of your day. Take care, and goodbye.